facing the police every single day.
You get the whole thing.
Say hi, Andy. I'm recording you.
All right, you get the whole thing. Right?
I got you.
Ocean City cops are not people.
Yes, they are. You know what's really criminal?
What's that?
Those knee-high socks.
I know, but that's what the brown shirts wore.
Hearing contest of citation 205240 22-82079, police officer Keller Smith, respondent, Andrew Brian Sheets, address of violation, 75 Taylor Street, violation of Chapter 9A, Section 9A-13, subset C, subparagraph 8, and violation of Chapter 26, Section 11.5, subset paragraph Z, display of indecent sign. Is the respondent present?
Yes.
Mr. Sheets?
Andrew Sheets.
And have you been sworn, Mr. Sheets?
Yes, I have.
Thank you. And have you pleaded to this, Mr. Sheets?
Not guilty.
Is the officer present?
Yes, I'd like to call Officer Keller Smith.
Good.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Taylor Smith?
And would you indicate that you, whether or not you've been sworn?
I have.
And by whom were you employed?
The Punta Gorda Police Department.
And what is your position with the Punta Gorda Police Department?
Road Patrol Officer.
And as part of your duties and responsibilities as road patrol officer, do those include the responsibility for enforcing violations of City of Punta Gorda ordinances?
They do.
And were you so employed on February 16th, 2022?
I was.
On that date, did you receive a request to respond to a potential code violation at 75 Taylor Street?
Yes.
And what were you advised as to the nature of the potential code violation?
The call came out as a citizen complaint over a projected sign onto the side of the building with vulgar language, and it would be seen by the people that were walking along the wall.
And is 75 Taylor Street within the territorial limits of the City of Punta Gorda?
Yes.
And you mentioned that there was a complaint about sign being projected on a building. What building was that addressed?
The Charlotte Harbor Event Center.
And did you in fact respond to the request?
Yes.
Are you familiar, who's generally familiar with the city's sign standards contained in Chapter 26, Punta Gorda Code?
Yes.
And I'll show you city's exhibit number 1. And Mr. Chairman, I've handed out copies of the exhibits that are going to be presented on the screen, and Mr. Sheets, there is a copy of the exhibits also for your convenience. So I'll show you city's exhibit number 1. Do you recognize exhibit number 1 as the definition of the term sign as contained in the city's sign standards?
Yes, I do.
I'll show you city's exhibit number 2. Do you recognize exhibit number 2 as the definition of the term indecent speech as contained in the city's sign standards?
Yes.
And I show you city's exhibit number 3. Do you recognize exhibit number 3 as the prohibition against indecent speech as contained in the city's sign standards? At what time did you arrive at the event center?
That I'm not sure of. It was in the report that I printed out. It was in the evening hours.
The report that you're referring to, is that the incident investigation report?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll hand you the incident investigation report
Right.
and ask if that refreshes your recollection.
Yes, so around 1850 hours.
And in layman's terms, what time of night is that?
6:50.
And what did you observe upon arriving at the event center?
The sign was on the southwest side of the building, and it, Mr. Sheets was standing near his vehicle. There was some sort of device that was projecting the words up onto that side of the building. That's the side parking lot, not the main parking lot of the event center. This particular parking lot runs right along where the harbor walk is, what people use to walk during the evening hours. It's right next to the bridge, 41 bridge as well. A lot of traffic that comes off of that bridge. And the sign that was projected was strobing fashion. And on that, in those strobing lights, it was a green neon color. It had the word fuck, and then underneath it would just change words. And I cited those in my narrative as well.
So I'm going to show you the exhibit number 4, and is that one of the pages of the incident report that you were referring to just a moment ago?
Yes.
And did you author this document?
Yes.
And does it accurately identify the words that you observed being projected onto the wall of the event center?
It does.
I'll show you city's exhibit number 5. And does this exhibit, excuse me, this photo appears to be taken from your body camera. Is that correct?
Correct.
And does this photograph appear to be an accurate depiction of the scene upon your arrival at 775 Taylor Street on February 16, 2022?
Yes.
And who is the person standing in exhibit number 5?
Sheets.
And the word that is in the background of the photo, is that the way you saw it being projected?
Yes, and that was strobed intermittently with the other words that I had cited in the narrative in my report.
And how did you ascertain that the person in that photo was the respondent to Andrew Sheets?
A couple of different ways. One, I've had multiple previous interactions with Mr. Sheets, and also due to him taking ownership of that electronic device on top of his car, they were on the tag, and it did come back to Mr. Sheets, where I was positively able.
Did you make a determination that the language being projected onto the event center constituted a sign, as that term is defined by the city's sign standards?
Yes.
And what did you determine?
He was in violation due to the indecent speech on the side of the building, based off of the definition for what a sign is, and the words that was projected up on the side of the building being a violation.
Did you make a determination as to whether or not the language being projected onto the event center was legible from any public right-of-way or within public space?
Yes.
And what did you determine?
Due to that being a public event that was actually active during that time, the parking lot that he's standing in is part of the event center, and like I said previously, the harbor walk, where people do walk on a daily basis. It's also visible from the restaurant across the 41 bridge and the bridge as well, with all the traffic coming out of there.
And what was the approximate time that this photo was taken?
Around that same time that I arrived on scene, so around that 6:50 hour in the evening.
Did you make a determination that the language being projected onto the event center could potentially be viewed by children under the age of 17?
Yes.
And what did you determine?
That it was in violation in that aspect. Like I said, people use that public harbor walk. Any ages are able to walk along the bridge and along the harbor walk.
Specifically with respect to the word that's projected on the event center in city's exhibit number 5, did you determine whether or not that word was indecent speech as defined by the city sign code?
Yes.
And you observed in your incident report, you observed that there were numerous words projected, phrases projected onto the event center. Could you identify which words you found to be indecent speech as that term is defined in city sign standards?
So just referring to my narrative, every single words, the words that were displayed by the projection, the sign, every single one of them, except for two, I determined to be in violation.
There's F-word, are you referring specifically to the F-word?
Yes, yes.
Did you ascertain whether or not Mr. Sheets had previously been cited for an alleged violation of Chapter 26, Section 11.5 Z of the Punta Gorda Code?
Yes.
What were you able to determine about whether Mr. Sheets had been previously cited for an alleged violation?
I think I actually noted it in my report, but I was able to determine that Mr. Sheets had been cited for that violation at least once in the past.
And I show you what's identified as the city's exhibit number 6, and ask if this exhibit is a true and accurate copy of the citation that we provided to Mr. Sheets on February 16, 2022. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into evidence exhibits 1 through 6.
Chief, do you have any objection to these exhibits being entered into the record?
No, I don't.
Any objection from the board? Hearing none, we accept them.
I have no further questions for this witness and offer her for cross-examination.
Mr. Chief, do you have any questions for the officer?
It's free speech. It's in the Constitution.
Your question for
Yes. Did you take an oath to the Constitution? Okay, you forgot it.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions for the officer?
We rest our case.
Thank you. Mr. Sheets, it's your opportunity.
It's free speech. It's the First Amendment. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Florida Constitution. She took an oath of office to the Constitution and violated that. And that's it. Not guilty.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Sheets?
Chiefs, did we agree to defer previous fine on the condition that we would not read?
No, this is a completely new case, and I have different counsel, and we want to proceed. We would like to get the judgment.
If I might clarify, the stay that was requested and we agreed to was with respect to taking any further action with respect to the violations that you previously heard and are now on appeal. Well, let's put it this way. I had what I thought was a gentleman's agreement with the respondent's attorney that until the court resolved the issue that no further testing of the ordinance would occur, but that was not part of the stay necessarily, and certainly it was simply a gentleman's agreement that shows you how far along.
I have a question for Mr. Sheets. Did you have permission from the property owner to conduct this activity?
No, I am not doing anything wrong. I'm not damaging anything. It's just a light.
So the answer to that is you did not have any permission from any property
I am not doing anything wrong. It's free speech. It's just a light. No damage done.
Any further questions for Mr. Sheets from the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to resolve this particular case.
And while you're deliberating, as we had offered in the previous matters that came before you, we consider this to be irreversible, irreparable violation, violation, and under the provisions of our code as well as Chapter 162. You have the authority to impose a fine of up to $5,000 for violation.
Could you explain, please, what you mean by irrevocable violation?
Sure. If the way code enforcement is intended to work, and that was how the Florida legislature established the code enforcement chapter 162, and simply the city's adoption of its code following that statute, it is intended to give violators a an opportunity to correct their violation. For example, if somebody has tall weeds and grass, rather than penalize them the first time that they've been in violation, they're given an opportunity to come into compliance, and indeed the code is intended to bring them into compliance as its intentions, and only if they fail to come into compliance within the time specified is there even a need to come before the Code Enforcement Board for the potential assessment of a fine. In certain instances where the action has taken place, there's no way to put the, as we call it, the toothpaste back into the tube. He's committed the violation. It's been seen by, at least by the officers and the person that complained about it. So the violation has occurred. There's giving a warning with respect to the violation that occurred and is irreparable. Fits into that category where you have the ability to give a one-time fine of up to $5,000. I mean, that's the way the legislature has perceived it. Would do no good to give this person. In fact, I mean, theoretically, he already was put on notice from his previous violations that what he did was a violation and shouldn't do it again. That's how the language in the statute in our code regarding to irreversible and irreparable is considered.
What's the statutory language? Is it irreparable or irreversible?
Okay, I think it's both, but the language is, and this is actually from our code, which is taken from the statute, section 9A-8, paragraph F. If the code board finds the violation to be irreparable or irreversible or reversible, I think that's a typo, so quite frankly, I think it's irreversible in the statute, but irreparable in nature, it may impose a fine not to exceed $5,000 per violation in addition to all costs allowed to be received or recovered pursuant to this chapter. So we would say it's irreparable in the fact that it's been done. It can't be undone. The words have been seen.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion. Jardina? Motion to find that the citation is valid and that the respondent did irreparably violate Chapter 9A, Section 9A-13C8, and Chapter 26, Section 11.5Z of the Punta Gorda Code, and order that a fine in the amount of $500 be imposed, plus case costs incurred in the amount of $9.23, and order that said fine and case costs be paid within 10 days of the entry of this order.
Second the motion, Rich.
Motion has been made that the respondent has violated the code sections in the citation and should be fined in an amount of $500 plus court costs. Motion has been seconded. All those in favor of the motion as presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition?
I have a clarification. If the language of the citation includes the three statements that are in the reporting officer narrative, FBI is the KGB, schools are like prisons, and free speech, I would move to strike those from the citation.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Motion's been made to strike certain phrases in the citation. Would you repeat that again, please?
Sure. I move to strike the following phrases from the citation. They are as follows: FBI is the KGB, schools are like prisons, and free speech, on the basis that they do not meet the standard of indecent speech in the Punta Gorda ordinance.
Okay.
Second the motion, Jardina.
Any discussion on the motion?
Well, I thought it was only in the reporting officer's narrative. It is not in the charge. It is in the narrative that was provided
that's my point.
Right. The testimony of the witness was that the citation was based on the F word, and we'll stipulate that is indeed the case. The other language that he used was not the basis of the citation.
All right, that's fine.
The
Thank you.
citation, yes.
I appreciate that clarification.
Withdraw your motion then?
I withdraw my motion with that stipulation. Thank you.
Motion's on the table, as previously stated. All those in favor of the motion as presented, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those in opposition? No opposition, the motion is carried.
Record, property located at 715 South. Just before you go, I just wanted to get a response. So,
Yes.
what do you think of what happened in there? They just went forward with it?
Yeah, they went forward with it. They didn't care. And like I told you before, I've been doing this video protest for months, and I got no ticket because it's a video. It's not a sign. Okay, and then after this illegal ticket, I went out multiple times. They showed up, and they gave me no ticket. And in the incident reports, they literally say we saw him and he left before we could ticket him, which is absolutely BS. Dude, they have literally given me tickets after the fact multiple times.
Right.
So something just stinks here so bad. I mean, did you see what they put in the evidence stuff? They,
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you didn't. Okay.
I think, would it have counted as an illuminated sign? Or?
That's
but
what
you
the,
said because it changes its video.
That is correct. And then they did try to get me for, what was that? An what was it? A moving sign the time after that, which is a warning. They never gave me that again because that was BS. That's for one of those blow-up wind dowels or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like if you're in Las Vegas, it's the guy with the cigarette, right? That's not me. This is a video. And I have video proof. Like I said, all those times I was out before, and they didn't give me a ticket.
When Mr. Levin claimed to have a, quote, gentleman's agreement with your previous attorney, is that, I'm guessing, do you contest that? Do you...
Okay, so what he means by that is that, yes, that was for the tickets before.
Right.
So this is a whole new ticket. This is not included in the lawsuit with the other, with the Rutherford.
Right.
We have a new lawyer. I'm still not going to say who it is yet, but that is what he, when he saw the incident report, he was appalled, and he said, you come here, plead not guilty, it's free speech, and let's rock, all the way straight to federal court. No state court, straight to federal.
Straight to federal.
I can ask, do you want me to ask him if he'll talk to you, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, if you wanted to contact us, but basically, if this is a different case, then why would he claim, like, if you were going to do your thing anyway, what's the point of the so-called gentleman's agreement?
I agree. Well, actually, what he kind of meant is that I was, redacting myself.
Okay.
I wouldn't get any more tickets. And again, that's why I was doing the video projection with the full F word, because it's a video, it's not a sign.
Okay, yeah.
So this is...
That's the crux of the...
Yeah, that's the crux.
Okay.
Yeah, these two great American patriots, they know that. It is not a sign, it's a video. And I got video. I've been doing it for months, and they never gave a ticket.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? Another female cop, the one that looks like, excuse my language, a dyke, she literally wrote up a report the same as she did, saying that he violated, when I was doing a projector.
Right.
And you know what they did? They never gave me a ticket. I believe it's because so many snowbirds are here that they're losing their minds because all these snowbirds are losing their minds, and that's why they violate. I think they know they screwed up, and that's why they quit giving me tickets again.
Okay.
Because like I said, I've been out 3 more times. They would show up, and to me, that's intimidation, harassment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a mess. This is sad. So now I go home. Actually I got to go work, and then I call the lawyer and tell him what happened. And you saw that Mr. Levin is pushing for a $5,000 fine.
Which they did not go for.
I agree, but still he keeps putting... Were you here for the first time we had our hearing?
The first time with... I remember when you were here with Mr. Massey, but I don't know.
Okay, you were here. Okay, I didn't know you back then. Okay, so you saw the insanity. So he pushed the $5,000 fine. He pushes it now. And in fact, when you look at the paperwork for this hearing today, they literally put right on the front, in my opinion, if you dare question us, we'll fine you $5,000. I take that as a threat. You know what I'm saying? That's on the front page. Front page. If you dare question this and appeal this, you can be fined $5,000. That's a threat. And then, of course, he did it again today. So it's out of control, man. And I agree with I love both lawyers, and I agree with the new lawyer. Screw state, let's go straight to federal.
Okay.
And I've gotten word from many, many people this new lawyer is badass. He will crush them on the illegal ordinance.
And this is not the gentleman from the Rutherford.
That is correct. This is different. This is because actually, I don't know if you saw when we were in court for Rutherford, like they're trying to do here, and it's true actually. Each ticket is a separate case. I could literally sue on every single ticket.
As a second thing, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
literally. So that's why this new one, it doesn't relate, it's not with Rutherford, and it's a new thing, it's a projector, which is totally illegal. It's not a sign, it's a projector.
Right.
So, and Rutherford already told me they couldn't take it. I said, that's fine, I don't want you to take it.
Okay.
I'm going to try something different.
Okay. Well, and if that lawyer feels comfortable to talk to us, feel free to give him my info. And yeah.
All right.
All right. So
I will do that. Thank you very much for being there and supporting us. These are two great patriots. This is Susan and Dave. I don't know if you've met them yet.
Just before you came in, I
Okay, yeah, they fight corruption too, man. I love them.
All right.
All right, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. I got to go to work, you guys, okay? See you. I'm protesting Punta Gorda's ban on free speech. That is correct. I'm doing a video protest. That is correct, which is not in the signed ordinance. I'm trying to offend everyone, equal opportunity offender. Schools are like prisons. Punta Gorda banned free speech. It's a $5,000 fine if you're offended. So I've already multiple times have done video for my protest. It is not in the signed ordinance.
Okay. Charlie,
Free speech. They banned free speech here. It's a $5,000 fine. You didn't know?
Are you the same guy that is the price on the street?
That is suing the city? Yes.
For what?
For banning free speech. That's illegal. It's called the First Amendment.
Do you own the building?
Huh?
You own the
Yes,
building?
it's a government-owned building.
You can put it up there.
It's a government-owned building. Are you He's drinking and driving. Drinking and driving. I see it. You're on a bike with an open beer.
How do you know it's a beer?
I saw it's a beer.
It's a bottle. It could be root beer. It could be a beer. You don't.
You know, that is weird. Just like I have another sign. You only fucking help rich white people. Jesus Christ. What?
Per the code, they have deemed this as an unauthorized sign, the projection onto the building, and since it does have the FUCK, it is still considered indecent. So we will be citing you for the indecent sign tonight. That's where we're at.
This is a video, not a sign.
It is a projected sign onto the building.
We've already been through this countless times with you guys.
You can go over to the code ordinance, but I just confirmed with my lieutenant, and they have sent out notification saying that it is an unapproved, unauthorized sign.
It is not a sign, it's a video.
It's a projection. It's a projection.
It is a video.
Okay, well that's something that you can do just like you have been at the court ordinance hearings, but that's where we're at right now.
That's not where we're at.
That is where we're at.
You're violating my civil rights for free speech.
Well, you can bring it up at the next court ordinance hearing, but as of right now, that's where we're at, so I will be citing you.
You're an idiot. Fucking moron. Did you take an oath to the Constitution or fucking Nazi Germany, you stupid bitch? Alright, here comes the idiot. So you took an oath to Nazi Germany or America? Which one?
This is your ticket for the city code ordinance.
Which I did not violate.
You have 10 days.
You have lost your immunity for violating my civil rights.
To pay the ticket.
And you're an idiot. Give me the ticket and leave.
How to pay the ticket.
Fuck off and die.
And you can also,
Fuck off and die. You just lost your immunity, violated my civil rights knowingly. Leave.
do you have any questions?
Fuck off and die. You just fucking violated my rights, you idiot.
Do you have any questions?
Fuck off. They banned free speech here. What?
Start backing yourself up for being trespassed.
For what?
The manager of the building wants you trespass.
For free speech.
Not argue with it. Take yourself down. Right now, you're trespass warning.
Fuck off, Tadowski. You fucking un-American bitch. So you guys just want to keep ramping it up, man. You think you're really going to win in court. You really think so? Do I get the ticket now or I can go? You un-American bitch. What? Did you take an oath to the Constitution or Nazi Germany, dude? I'd have to say Nazi Germany. Would I be correct? I'm protesting Punta Gorda's ban on free speech. They hate free speech here. $5,000 fine, and you will be trespassed if you do free speech. They're being sued right now. Is that correct, Mr. Chadowski? He will not answer because he knows it's the truth. Who is the one that said that you can't have a projector, which we've already done countless times on video, that you cannot write a ticket for free speech if it's a fucking video? Who just authorized that? Are you the idiot that just authorized that? They hate free speech here. Freedom is gone in Punta Gorda. $5,000 fine and trespass for free speech in Punta Gorda. This is not Punta Gorda anymore. This is Nazi Germany right here.
There you go, sir.
See you in court, dipshit.
Have a lovely night.
Fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. Fucking un-American bitch pricks.